Frank, take it away. Let's go for it.
All right, okay. So first of all, I need to take a selfie because all the teams are working in dark ditches since years, and they can't believe that anyone is interested in that stuff right now. So if you would wave, it would make my life a little easier because they think I go from conference to conference and just eating cake, all right? So that would be great. Start the other way around. So, yes, please, if you would wave, thank you so much. That helps. Thanks very much. All right, okay. So, well, I'm Frank. Thank you very much, James. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm very enthusiastic about that because we found a way to bring that alive. Actually, the proof is in the pudding, as you said, or in the campaign sometimes. And I was so enthusiastic that I brought 20 slides and I don't know how many videos. Sorry. It's just because after years and years of testing, now we started with the campaigns and we have a bunch of 50 or so. And then, of course, you want to talk about that, right? So I apologize. Before I do that, I have a brand background, BMW marketer. I have an agency background, WPP and Omnicom. And I was head of sales for a big publisher in Europe. I'm just saying that because I think in all three, and in many of your functions, the same thing. In all three functions, I worked alongside with or for CMOs, right? The ultimate decision taker, at least when it comes to me. Very important. If you don't know what they want, you probably don't sell anything. Okay, so what do they want? I knew it before. I'm happy that LinkedIn confirmed it. They did a global research just the last few weeks. Asked 400 global CMOs, what is your biggest challenge in 2023? Okay, 3 answers, number 1 to number 3, cover 90% or 93% of the sentiment. Number 1, demonstrate ROI, 50%. Okay, well, yeah, what a surprise. Number 2, test out, be ready, keep up with new tech solutions, smart tech solutions. And number 3, seamless CX. Or what it means for CMOs is brand experience, of course, right? So drive that through no matter channel what you use. Okay, so now I jump through all these charts that I cannot show. So let me just.
But Frank, can I ask?
Of course.
Is this presentation available for download by MEF members?
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
So you'll have full access to it. It does have 19 slides with lots of embedded videos.
Yes.
So.
Sorry.
I did say to Frank he had 3 or 4 minutes. So
yeah,
let's keep him on track.
Not only that. Okay. So what I wanted to say is we've done campaigns for. Budweiser, Disney, Netflix, a bunch of Unilever brands, and others in the McDonald's in the last few recent years, actually, and now we're rolling it out because it's becomes a real demand, and I think the awareness within the CMO community is increasing, and we're very happy about that. So. A few things. I know. So a few things.
Okay.
I just jump through quickly here.
Cool. Yeah.
I would usually take a bit of more time to go through the whole thing, but let's say I just try to do it that way.
The final moment before greatness.
So you start with the verified sender, and then you have dialogue elements, and then you go through the whole thing. But what you see is Budweiser here. Let's beam us back to a few months into the World Cup in December 2022. And not a great memory for you and me, Bernd, as Germans, but okay, whatever, couldn't avoid it. And but what I wanted to say is I heard ROI, new tech, or brand experience. This is exactly what ticks the boxes, right? It is promotional because you have to either get a calendar reminder or you participate in a draw. You have a fan layover for your Twitter site, everything connected to Budweiser, and with that great video, it brings the whole brand experience very much to life. So I'm a big fan of that one. Netflix, just real quick, Netflix wouldn't be Netflix if they wouldn't come with a triple, let's say, challenge. Usually the clients come and say, help us with our existing user base to increase frequency, sell more, right? Or others come and say, just we have enough clients, we need to find new ones, or we have lapsed users, come back and bring them back into the into the franchise Pepsodent, Unilever, for example, right? And Netflix wasn't Netflix if they wouldn't come with the 3 at the same time. So they said, bring back lapsed users, increase frequency for existing users, and please win new users. And well, that worked pretty well because we were able to do the same thing as before for Budweiser. A fantastic dialogue-based brand experience with in that case it was in a big, beautiful country of Nigeria. For existing users, of course, you trigger them with new offers, shows, and whatever. For new users, of course, you put a bit of an offer in front that is attractive and combined with the popular shows. I mean, look at this on the phone, right? It's just incredible. It is really, really beautiful, and the brand owners of Netflix, but also McDonald's, and especially Disney, they are not easy to deal with, and they were really, really pleased. And you know what? I think they're right. Okay, great. Look at this. The same thing. A little bit, of course, you skew then the offers a little bit different in the path of click-through for the lapsed users, but you see what I mean. It's just beautiful. McDonald's, same thing. It was they are very much into brand experience, a seamless brand experience across their own user base because they build up alone in the US 40 million users in their user base. It's just crazy. And they call them fans, so you have to keep the fans close. And if you do that, you better do it right. And same here, ROI, click-through rate order now 2.5% compared to banner 0.01. I think I don't have to add anything. So then that's basically it. The only thing I have left, James, if you allow me.
Yeah.
That takes 1 minute.
Go on.
This?
Go on, we're allowing you.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think if you want to get it right, I think our little learnings that we have to share is make sure you're embedded in the CRM or marketing strategy. Ideally, it's connected. Not always. I can tell you that. Brand experience, extremely important. Make it look great. Brand experience across all the channels. Learn fast. You can if you have a brand with an own user base, you can do a lot of things. People are happy. If you try it out, they are very patient, and you can do that easily. By the way, maybe one thing on the brand experience, it's fantastic to have this channel because it is extremely intimate, right? And it's beautiful because you have a lot of attention. But this attention is also dangerous because if you don't get it right, you're dead forever. Okay. Ensure ops, of course, it's a dialogue. It's very fast. You have to ensure that the operations work very well, and reporting, metrics, and all these kind of things. It could be still better, but we get there. And I think coming back to that ROI point, it's very important. So, James.
Thank you very much. Good.
That's it.
Sit down,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Can we get Banu back on the screen, please? Banu, you're back.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Banu, let's start with you. So I saw you in India last week. Google has relaunched. This is not, by the way, an RCS RBM panel. It may feel like it with actually everyone here who are RCS RBM experts, and including this guy here. RBM, RCS was a topic that was talked about a lot last week during our event, our business messaging event in India. Can you just introduce your company very, very quickly, TubeLight, and your take on rich channels and the uptake? Because we know RCS was stopped in India last May. It's being restarted now. In its place, WhatsApp has 2.7 billion users globally, 1.4 billion people in India, so a huge chunk of WhatsApp users around the world are in your home country of India, and WhatsApp is used massively by businesses. And we're not just talking businesses are using the person-to-person one, to say in a grey way, in a suboptimal manner, but a legitimate way. Loads of businesses are using proper WhatsApp business messaging. What's happening in the Indian marketplace? Do you think RBM, RCS will come roaring back and displace WhatsApp to a large degree? What are you seeing?
Well, not in immediate future, but it is certainly look to be well placed in terms of the background. It has been building, right, and then certainly any new technology or platform, when you launch it, it is certainly going to take some time, right? There will be early adopters, and there will be things that people try to understand about the product or services or feature it can offer, and then people will start to use it, and then you get feedbacks, and that is where things went south eventually, when Google felt that they might not be that ready, right, for India, Indian context. um, but certainly it has a bright shiny future, what I understand. You will not believe it took us close to 1 year to chase just IL, right, to onboard. Finally they did, right? So similar things happened when we started WhatsApp in India, right? So people started to have a lot of misuse, or whatever you can call that, maybe not as per the commercial policies that are defined by WhatsApp back then, and now Google, in the same context. So people adopt to these solutions, and some people may be thinking that it is like very very expensive, but they tend to compare that to other channel, right? Let's say SMS, but the use cases are different, their feature sets are different, their promises are different, right? And this is where people have to understand, or brand have to understand, that based on the feature and the power it can bring to XYZ, they have to put that piece there, and that is where you can utilize, because eventually every business want to kind of acquire, retain, and grow. That's the bottom line. And then there are set of tools available, and WhatsApp and RCS, in the same zone, uh, maybe competing with each other in the long run. But certainly WhatsApp has established itself not just in India, but globally. If you put together three countries, right, US, Brazil, and India, there are close to half of the total active users. They are there, right? So of course, you have to reach out to the customers where they are, and build strategies, not just using the channel as they are, like Frankie rightly said. There all the CMOs want return on investment, right? And then the teams putting the hard work behind implementing those ideas and actually getting something out of it. Right. So basically, if you segregate what I'm saying in three things, right? What, how, and when. So people generally, they understand, right? Especially after COVID, that you have to go digital, you have to use CPaaS, and then there are a lot of other companies, other tools and solutions available. You plug them together. For instance, CRM. If you're not actually using automation to the right effect, then you're like using Ferrari, but maybe not to even 10 or 20% to the extent, right? The power they
Banu,
may bring to the
sorry about interjecting, but I need to bring the other guys into the conversation as well. But thank
Yeah,
you.
sure.
But it's clear. Don't worry. I've got my hands full today.
I'm
We
sorry,
haven't even got to
I
Alex yet. Yeah.
right. I get carried away because I know I've been
But
talking about
no, you
RCS
don't.
for
It's
so
all
long.
really good points. And
Yeah.
India is a vast market which overshadows in size so many of, particularly where we are here in Ireland or where I'm from, the UK. It's a totally different ballgame. It's clear, and what I saw with my own eyes, it was my second time back in India, first time last year, that rich messaging, conversations are becoming so important for enterprises. And companies like yours are enabling that. Ben, I'd like to come to you from a mobile network operator perspective. SMS has had a very stable commercial model in Germany over the years. SMS has some nice usage in Germany. Clearly, of course, you as a mobile operator, you have enterprises who've been using SMS for a long time. You yourself obviously have rich messaging channels in your pocket, and number one being, and I know certainly from your posts, you're very active on LinkedIn, and you're a very, very big advocate for RCS, RBM. How easy is it to encourage and get literally the message across to enterprises? Look, you've been using SMS today very effectively, got some great results, but try this thing, which is new. Yep. It's new to you, and it may have a different commercial model. It may cost you a bit more, but it's really worth doing. How is that going, and how difficult is it?
I think the most difficult part of it is that we as an operator in Germany are not selling directly to enterprises and brands. So I'm trying to advocate and to educate and to get awareness
So you
in the
don't have
market.
any direct enterprise clients yourself?
Typically not. Typically not. We are just handling the big dogs of the aggregator world, typically, and then some niche players, for specific government service, whatever. But we are not selling to brands and enterprises directly. So that's why all the time I need an aggregator like .go, whatever, Sinch, you name it, with me to hand over prospects, interests, to get things done and to get bots out of it. So for us, it's more to spread the word, to show what's happening, what's possible, and that's good that we have the cases of out there media that we have now, cases with Spotify from Infobip and Telecom, where press releases are out that shows really good results, and that helps us to as I said, spread the word. So as I think, we are using it on our own. I mean, that's also one important thing, eat your own dog food.
Yeah.
And I mean, from that perspective, where we can use RCS in our own company, where we typically, from historically wise, we use SMS, for example, to inform customers when they come close to their data limits. And we offer a top-up of the data snacks. And now we use RCS with a carousel, offer them 3 different options, etc. We have 3 times higher take rates just by using the different channel, right? Just by embedding and enriching the channel with the multimedia elements. And from the cost perspective, I mean, I just can talk from my operator brand and also for Telecom and Vodafone in Germany, but we are on the same price point than SMS. So you get much more for your money than before. And we have millions and billions of SMS all the day. So for me, it's a no-brainer with a coverage of nearly 50% of the market with RCS to send whatever is possible on the SMS, on the RCS way and get more out of it for your money.
Perfect. So just a quick one here. Banu, in India, do we know what the commercial model of RBM is going to be, or is it? Do you know what it is compared to SMS and WhatsApp? Which is where? Which is in number 1 highest and lowest spot in India? I think frozen.
Certainly, SMS is the lowest.
So your picture's frozen, but your sound is here. So which one is up there and which one is low?
Okay, so WhatsApp is still up there, and then in you have RCS, and then you have SMS, right? Comes to RCS, generally accepted pricing, right? Point of view.
So we missed you. You're back now. So in number 1 spot, in plain language, the most expensive is it RCS, RBM, and then it goes SMS and WhatsApp, or what did you say?
WhatsApp on the top.
Yeah.
And then you have RCS.
Yeah.
And then you have SMS, right?
Okay,
and
that's good.
Also, I also added that, like I said, this is very early stage, right? When we have a global, or maybe if you talk about Indian context, we are still, working on it. There are other players, providers, and you may find one person or one company offering X, another Y, and another Z, right?
Yeah.
So this is something work in progress, and we eventually will see a pricing
Absolutely,
which is
but just in general,
consistent.
WhatsApp is up there. Okay, Ben, very quickly as well, just to come back to you on this one. You mentioned you don't have enterprise clients yourself. I know a lot of mobile operators do have some big direct enterprise clients themselves, but they also work with partners you mentioned, Sinch, .go, Infobip, whoever they might be, out the media, etc., etc. Was that an intention, direct intention, you set out from the beginning on your journey with rich messaging such as RBM, that we're going to partner rather than try and do it ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, historically wise, I started out 22 years ago, I guess, with E+ in Germany, and we was a team with 5 to 10 people, and it's still the same in the area. So we can't handle 100 or whatever clients and enterprises and dealing with it. in a quality way that as we would like to. So we need the aggregators. And second, no one is typically looking just for reaching out for Telefonica customers. He wants to reach Germany at all.
Yeah.
And that's where the aggregators are came in play. I mean, without their media, for example, this is a good exception. We haven't had them on our direct connection before. So now for RBM, we open it up also for agencies, you know, to get a better traction, to get faster in play. But we need to be selective because we, as said, are just a small team. Just resources are limited, so we can't handle that.
Alex, over to you. So I remember not this past round, but MWC last year, I moderated a session where I had Cinch, I had Bouygues Telecom, and I had GoMeep, the founder of GoMeep, so battery scooters around Barcelona. And what really got my attention, I hadn't really realized it before at all, is that these guys from GoMeep, they started off in rich messaging with WhatsApp. So they started off immediately with WhatsApp. They didn't use any SMS. They went straight in with WhatsApp. And that really, a light bulb went on in my head, because I always thought there was an established journey and hierarchy. You start off with SMS, you then move an email, whatever, you then move into richer channels. But that doesn't seem to be the case, does it? An organization that may not be using text messaging, SMS in any way, shape or form, they can go straight into richer channels. And is that something you're seeing more doing?
I think it's how long's a piece of string. I mean, I think you have some companies who start with SMS and then evolve to richer channels. Some, I think we've discussed before, lots of companies are not even using SMS at all. So absolutely, some are going straight into WhatsApp and maybe RBM. They see the richer potential. That's where their customers are. And we saw some very interesting stats. You know, 90-odd% of our customers are in our business, in a messaging app every day. So absolutely.
Can I just ask about a very practical thing, the onboarding for an enterprise into the world of RBM, RCS, and indeed WhatsApp? How hard is it? Yeah.
Well, I think
because we can see the benefits are very clear from
sure.
Frank's presentation. I know Bernd, all your social media, everything. I can see real life examples of how successful it is.
Yeah.
But you've got a country like India with literally millions of untapped enterprises potentially in play.
True.
How easy is the industry making it for these guys to connect up?
Yeah. Well, I think on the RBM side, each operator has its own processes. Each portal, potentially the verification is done individually from each operator's point of view. I think there's a lot of collaboration, particularly in Germany. I think it's really fantastic being led by the MEF to really streamline a lot of those processes. What we try to do with our hub is that we have a single portal that simplifies a lot of that stuff. So a lot of the, we'll then liaise with the operators who have their own portals, but at least we'll have a single entry point. I think in terms of the WhatsApp side, you need a Facebook business ID. So you need to go through some hoops. You know, Gupshop or whoever it might be, any CPaaS provider will do that hand holding with the brand. There are some hoops to go through, for sure.
But it's worth doing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, customers love it. Yeah.
Folks, we're going to have to cut this short, but actually we are still, in terms of the event schedule, we're a little bit over, but it's now...
We have time for questions.
We have a little bit of time for questions. Any questions from the audience for the folks here on the real world with real life use cases? Anyone? 3, 2, 1. No? Gone. So, online, put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, coffee, wherever you might be in the world. Everyone here, grab yourselves a drink. We'll be back here in just 10 minutes, please, so we'll stick to time. Banu, great seeing you again. Thank you for joining us from India, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.